Hi everyone, I'm Miles Zatkowsky,
And I'm Yolanda Rios.
and we're your Rochester Elder Law attorneys at Dutcher and Zatkowsky. We'd like to welcome you to this special webinar, Preparing for Long-Term Care. So why do a webinar on long-term care planning? Well, let's face it, no one likes to think about the prospect of having to go to a nursing home one day. We all want to remain healthy and independent for as long as possible. However, as we get older, the likelihood increases that many of us will need long-term care. The fact is, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men will find themselves in a nursing home at some point in their lives.
That's right. And for many, not only does this mean a loss of personal autonomy, but also a tremendous financial burden.
This really underscores the importance of planning ahead. As elder law attorneys, we can help you prepare and help you protect your assets for your spouse and your family.
In this webinar, you will learn 1. The average cost of long-term care, 2. Who pays for it, and 3. What your options are to protect your assets. So let's get started. Miles, can you talk to us about the average cost of nursing home care and who pays for it?
The average cost is currently about $15,000 or $16,000 a month. That's about $180,000 a year. Your options are to pay for it with your own assets or savings, use long-term care insurance if you have it, or rely upon a government program such as Medicare or Medicaid.
So Miles, how do most people end up paying for it?
Most people end up paying for it with their own savings until they run out of money. And at that point, they can qualify for Medicaid benefits to pick up the cost going forward. So we use our own assets and often deplete them. So you spend about 50 or 60 years saving the money, and you can spend it all in a matter of months. Now, there are advantages of paying privately. You're more likely to gain entrance to a better quality nursing home, and you also eliminate, or at least postpone, dealing with the bureaucracy of the New York government, often very time-consuming and a burdensome process. But the key disadvantage is that it's very expensive and can eliminate your life savings in a very short period of time. So despite what many people have heard, the federal and state law allows you to plan ahead and protect some of your assets.
Miles, can you explain to everyone how to protect assets?
Absolutely. We can help you prepare for the possibility of nursing home care, whether it's in advance or in response to an unanticipated crisis situation. And we can protect your assets for your spouse and your children. This can be done by making sure you receive the benefits to which you're entitled under the government's Medicare and Medicaid programs. You pay into that system with every paycheck. You're entitled to take back out when the circumstances warrant it. In addition, if you or your spouse are a wartime veteran, we may be able to help you receive benefits from the Veterans Administration. Increased benefits from whatever the source allow you to apply your life savings to other priorities than covering the high cost of nursing home care.
Can you explain the difference between Medicare and Medicaid? Lots of people get the two confused.
Yeah, it can be very confusing. They're both health insurance programs. So both Medicaid and Medicare provide government-sponsored health insurance. Medicare, the requirement to qualify is that you turn 65 unless you're disabled at a younger age. Medicaid is a program to help you pay for long-term care. It's a medical health policy, but Medicare will not cover the cost of living in a nursing home long-term. That's where Medicaid will kick in, because that high cost of $15,000 or $16,000 a month can be covered largely by the Medicaid program.
Miles, as you know, there are a lot of myths about Medicaid. I've listed some myths and hoping that you can shed some light on those. So let's go through those. Myth number 1. If my spouse or I go into a nursing home, the state will take my home away. Is that true, Miles?
That's not necessarily true. Your house can be an exempt asset if your spouse or a disabled child are still living in it when you're living in a nursing home. There are also other exemptions that we can discuss depending on your special circumstances. But it is not true that it's automatic, and there are ways to protect your home.
Myth number 2. If I give my assets away, I have to wait 60 months to qualify for Medicaid. Is that true, Miles?
Medicaid has a 60-month look-back period. So for the last 5 years prior to your application for Medicaid benefits, Medicaid will look at your financial transactions. What they're looking for are transfers that you've made without fair consideration. If you sell your car and you get fair market value, that's not what they're looking for. But if you give away your money to loved ones, they are looking for that because that money could have been used to pay for your care in a nursing home. So there are additional Medicaid programs that would allow you to stay at home if you don't require nursing home care. But the 60-month period is what we look at to determine if you're going to be subject to a penalty. But it's not a prohibition to filing and qualifying for Medicaid benefits.
Myth number 3. If I'm already in a nursing home, it's too late to shelter any assets.
No, that's not true at all. You may be able to protect some of your remaining assets no matter how long you've been living in a nursing home.
Myth number 4. I can give away $15,000 a year per person without penalty. Is that true, Miles?
Well, that's true, except it has nothing to do with Medicaid. That's the annual federal gift tax limitation. If you were to give away more than $15,000 a year to any individual in a calendar tax year, you would have to fill out a federal gift tax return and inform the federal government of what you did. New York State doesn't have a gift tax. But that has nothing to do with Medicaid. If you gave away to your loved ones, if you gave 4 grandchildren $15,000 each last year, you're going to be subject to that look-back period, and you're going to have a penalty when you apply for Medicaid benefits for long-term care.
Myth number 5. All I have to do to protect my assets is purchase an annuity.
The truth is that annuities are very popular with older adults because they provide a steady source of monthly income for life. So it's very popular. But only certain types of annuities can protect assets under the Medicaid law. Many annuities, even in an IRA, can be paid over to the government upon your death. So most people don't know that when they purchase an annuity. So it's a good idea to get advice from your elder law attorney before buying an annuity.
And the last myth, myth number 6. There's only a small chance that I'll end up in a nursing home anyways, so why does this matter?
Well, it matters because the truth is that about half of anyone 65 or over will have some period of time in a nursing home during their lifetime. Maybe rehabilitation, they may be able to go home after rehab, but about half of all adults over 65 will spend some period of time in a nursing home.
Thank you, Miles. This is such important information. Okay, so let's recap what we've shared. 1, the average cost of long-term care is about $180,000 a year. 2, you can either pay for it out of pocket or with the assistance of government benefits such as Medicaid or Medicare. And 3, we can help you to determine the right way to protect your assets and protect your life savings.
Yeah, the best way is always to plan ahead. But even in a crisis situation, we can help. If you'd like more information or schedule a consultation, call us at 585-256-0090, extension 103. Or you could reach us via our website at rochesterelderlaw.com.
And we want to thank you for taking the time for watching this webinar. If you have any questions about long-term care planning, Medicaid eligibility, or asset protection, please do not hesitate to contact us. We are here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Yolanda.